Thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Lillian Muli and it's time for Fashion Watch. Many thanks once again for your feedback over the weeks. Please use the hashtag Fashion Watch to continue talking to us. And of course use the SMS number 22422. Send in any questions you may have to our resident panelists, starting with Carol Odero, who is our resident panelist here on the Fashion Watch, and she's an award-winning fashion journalist. She will be critiquing the pieces that we have in studio tonight. Also with us is Robert Burale. He's an image consultant and a motivational speaker. He'll be critiquing this week's fashion trends, and of course the lovely Annabelle Onyango, celebrity fashion stylist, also looking at this week's fashion trends, what's hot, what's not. Let's begin with the Mashujaa Day celebrations, and we'll begin with our First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, who once again chose to go the African way. This looks like lace, I'm not too sure, and it's purple. Robert, let me start with you. The First Lady, and then there her hubby, the President, you know, welcoming her to the stadium. That choice of dress for her, the color, what do you think?
I think the color is absolutely fantastic. It shows royalty or leadership. Purple is a good color, and she has a way of looking motherly yet very classy. When you go for such a national function, she's actually there as the mother of the nation. So she cuts across to the young who look up to her and to the classy who want to be like her. And of course her husband's shaking her hand, and that look is as if to tell everybody, I'm appreciating how smart she is.
Was the handshake necessary? I mean, you're an image consultant, you do image matters.
Yes.
Is that playing to the gallery? Does he look like he's telling her, wow, you look really nice?
Yes. When I saw the photo first, I had a problem, like, who shakes their wife's hands? But when you look at the tilting of the head and the grin on his face, he's saying, you know what, you look absolutely fantastic. And as a president, he knew very well the cameras were on him. Okay. So he did very well. Super.
Annabelle, the First Lady's choice of dressing for Mashujaa Day, the accessories, what do you think about this boo-boo, or this free dress that she has on?
Well, we've been seeing the First Lady on a real winning streak on the show. She's been at international events, we've seen her at events, local events, and she's looked like she was really taking fashion on board. And she had a stylist and they were trying different things. It was experimental. And here we see her sort of going back to sort of being very traditional, which I think doesn't do her many favors. I think wearing a traditional boo-boo, even though it's in the eyelet lace is very trendy in terms of African trends. I feel like this sort of classic take on the boo-boo, especially with the headscarf, just ages her. I think it doesn't make her look motherly. I think it makes her look matronly. And here, I mean, to me, she looks a little older than her husband. And I think, you know, if you're going to wear African clothes, then they should be a contemporary take on African clothes. Interpret a traditional style as opposed to wearing it literally. So, yeah, it's not good to me.
Okay. Carol, is this matronly? Do you agree with Annabelle, or is Robert's take what you think as well? What do you think?
I'm somewhere in between. Again, the headscarf, they're just not winning for me. I just do not like them. And I think if she's going to wrap something around her head, she should find a more interesting way of doing it, because there's something she can do with it. We've seen more interesting things people do, and when you want to be creative, you can do that with the headscarf if you do not want to do it with your outfit. I love the outfit. I love the fact that she chose lace. This is how, when you're an older woman, you can actually wear lace without necessarily having to feel like you're trying to be 16. I'm fine with the look from head to toe. The shoes are a bit clunky for me, but I really don't expect her to wear anything less than the shoes that she's already wearing. Other than that, I think, you know, she's found a uniform. She's clearly adopting to it, and she wants to stick to it until she finds something else she thinks will work for her.
Okay, so those are the experts' thoughts. What are your thoughts on the First Lady's choice of dressing during the Mashujaa Day celebrations? That's what she chose to wear. Do you think it worked for her? So a complete opposite here by the Deputy President and his wife, the Deputy President's wife, Rachel Ruto, who chose to go with a suit. So that's totally different from what the First Lady wore. I'll start with you, Annabelle, on your thoughts on her dressing.
Now, I'm a fan of Mrs. Ruto and her skirt suits. Like, she always comes here in a different skirt suit. They have the same pose. Her and her husband seem clearly to be in sync. I like a classic skirt suit, but I think you have to reinvent probably your accessories so that you give us something different each time. Mrs. Ruto always shows us this clunky bag that she carries. Mrs. Ruto, I think you should invest in maybe a day clutch because you can just sort of tuck it under your arm. It looks very chic for day, and it's something different than having to lug around that bag all the time. And also, because she's wearing a high neckline, I think it would be nice for us to see her in an updo, you know, something different from the usual. Otherwise, I mean, she looks classic and she looks elegant. Okay,
Robert, you are a fan of handbags. I mean, and not in a nice way. You really criticize handbags. You talk about handbags a lot. But away from the handbag, jokes aside, this look, I don't know if it's tweed, I don't know, what suits
I think it's a good look that complements what the husband is dressed in. If you see the look Mr. Ruto has gone for, I think they look like a perfect couple. And if you may just allow me to talk about Mr. Ruto's suit, and that's exactly how a man should dress. Very well-fitting suit, right color, blue shirt means, it's a blue shirt, right?
Yeah.
It means you can trust me. The red means I'm powerful. So it fits very well. And
so colors actually mean something.
That's why you should never go see your boss in a red tie, or dressed in a red tie. It means you're usurping his authority. You should never ever. So
what color tie should you go see your boss in?
Earth colors. Brown is safe. But if you go with red, you're almost trying to compete with him. Only powerful people should wear red. So the blue shirt is trust me. The suit says I am classy, and the red says, in case you've forgotten, I am powerful.
Okay. So, Carol, once again, just talking about Rachel Ruto and the fact that these ladies are, you know, call it what you may, I think they are passing fashion statements at these national events. What they wear is looked at. People want to see what these ladies wear. Is this outfit befitting of the Mashujaa celebrations? When you look at what the First Lady was wearing and then look at what she was wearing, which would you say is a better look? Or, okay, that's a bit unfair. What do you think about what do you think about this look? Because these are two totally different people and they have different personalities. But what do you think about this typical skirt suit look?
Well, I actually would rather that she would have worn something more celebratory. I mean, while I love the suit, I love the fabric, the cut, it's really, it's a beautiful color. I think everything about the suit works, but I think it's a little too formal for an occasion like this. If it's Mashujaa Day, I know it's a red carpet event, you're meeting the president, you're meeting all these high-profile people, but it's a celebration. You want to wear something that's more suitable to an outdoor event as opposed to an office. And even the handbag also connotes an office, and even the shoes. So it's very formal in the sense that it's something she would wear if she was going to work in an office, as opposed to meeting the president and all these high-profile personalities. I honestly think she could have done better. I prefer what the First Lady was wearing, because in the spirit of Mashujaa Day, she got it right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. What do you think about this look on this couple? Please talk to us. Use the hashtag FashionWatch. Okay. Let's see what else was happening. So we're crossing over now to Naivasha, and this event was held at the Crayfish Tasker Mashujaa Party. This was held at the Crayfish. This is Octopizzo. He's a performing artist. He's a rapper, self-declared king of what? Hip-hop, rap in the country, something. I don't know. So Octopizzo actually has a fashion label. And I want to start with you, Robert, on this sweater, which I believe, I'm sure I can bet top dollar, this is one of his designs. So what do you think about this look on him, the red shoes, the jeans?
If that's one of his designs, he should go to the blanket line, because Octopizzo looks better when he wears his suits. I've seen him with nice fitting coats with his trademark hat, I think. He looks, we know him like that, we take him seriously. I believe he's one of the most serious artists we have in this country when it comes to business acumen. So this kind of watered his seriousness down, and I think he's not done himself favors by wearing a tight-fitting trouser, so to speak, with an oversized sweater.
Carol is giving you a look.
It's
Carol,
okay.
what do you think? Do you disagree?
I don't know what Robert is on. I love this look on Octopizzo. I think it's perfect. It's a very young hip-hop, next generation kind of money. You know, this is a performance look. The shoes are actually killing it. I think everything about the look works, and his sweater actually is much better than Yeezy's line, if I have to say so myself. You know, everything about his look is perfect. I don't know what you're putting it for. Yes, it's great.
Do you have some tea this evening?
A lot of it.
No, that sweater is too big.
But that's how it's supposed to look. You balance the top and the bottom. If the bottom is smaller, the top is bigger. That's proportional.
Okay, and Robert, will excuse Robert because he's a neat freak. Yeah. What do you think, Annabelle, about Octopizzo's look?
I mean, I don't know what decade Robert over here you are, like, your ideas about modern
Annabelle,
fashion are completely...
order.
This is Octopizzo just representing a generation of young people, and this is what they wear. They wear skinny jeans and they wear baggy tops and sweatshirts. I like this look on Octopizzo because we usually see him sort of in the classic hip-hop sort of snapback, lots of bright colors. I like the fact that he's toned it down and he's kept the color sort of at on his sneaker. And I like the fact that, you know, he looks clean and he looks like this is a considered look. I think he looks really good.
Okay, what do you think? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Stacey, what do you think about Octopizzo's look? Did he kill it? Do you like this look on him, or do you agree with Robert that the sweater is oversized?
Actually, I won one of those.
Yeah?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, super. Okay, so let's proceed to the same event. Okay, so this is in Naivasha, and you know, out-of-town plans and people wanting to dress casually and comfortably. This was an evening event, by the way. So I want to talk about, you know, Robert, starting with you, the thin line between nudity and fashion, and whether these girls are appropriately dressed. Of course, it's an outdoor event. This was an outdoor event. It was an outdoor concert. It's out in Naivasha, so it's an out-of-town plan. Robert, what do you think about this look?
I absolutely disagree with this kind of look. It's an evening function. Yes, you want to look smart, but smartness does not mean showing talent. You know, you can dress, you can show some skin, but not, obviously, you know, it's an evening function. You're going to get cold at 3 a.m. There's no point of coming back to Nairobi then going to a hospital because of pneumonia.
Oh my Lord.
No, they knew this is an evening function. Now, obviously, I think the lady on the left has borrowed someone's coat because she's freezing cold. It's evidently not her coat. So they're trying so hard, yet they should have left Nairobi dressed appropriately. Now, you can look sexy and smart without necessarily showing too much skin.
Okay, so the question is, do you think they left their parents' houses looking like that?
No, they changed somewhere in Naivasha.
Okay, Annabelle, hot pants, denim, the flats.
Yeah.
What do you think about this look?
Now, on principle, of course, being a feminist, I see nothing wrong with wearing shorts. There's nothing wrong with wearing a miniskirt. There's nothing wrong with showing a little skin. But I think you have to, first of all, it has to be the right event, which I guess this was because it was an out-of-town plan where your parents aren't going to see you.
Until now.
But, until now, of course. But I think there's something that reeks of, I don't know, desperation when you see girls sort of dressed this revealingly. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I do think that even though there's nothing wrong with showing a little bit of skin, especially when it's a club night, it's a going out night, I think there's something that's a little bit tacky about it. And I think when you show so much skin, it gives an impression about you that might not be favorable, and that's unfortunate. That's just the way society is. So I would say this look, girls, you're free to wear whatever you want, but when people judge you, don't blame them.
Yeah. And Carol, again, just going back to, you know, fashion and nudity, and a lot of the younger, our younger viewers thinking that if you have to step out for an evening event, that showing skin is fashionable, that anything small is perhaps the trendy way to go. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first I just have to say that you're only young once. Ideally, that's it. So these are the kind of stupid mistakes you're supposed to make when you're young, because you're supposed to learn from them. So when you get older and you look back on these pictures, you're supposed to go, what the hell was I thinking? Yeah. And that's why they're allowed to wear this if they are young and they're at that age. You know, when you're in your 30s, you're not supposed to dress like this when you go out. But when you're in your teens and in your 20s, it's fine. I think it's acceptable, regardless of, you know, like I said, this is a learning experience for them. It's a learning opportunity. You use it to understand that you're supposed to elevate Yes, you're supposed to elevate your look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we had an easier time. In this generation, there's what's called Team Mafisi. There are people who go there with very wrong intentions. Absolutely. We grew up at a time where it was okay. We were a bit decent. Or there are people who are doing crazy things out there.
Yeah, okay, so food for thought, hashtag is fashion watch. What do you think about showing too much skin? The guys like to look at girls dressed this way, but I don't know, like Robert says, if they'll take them home to their moms. Anyway, so let's proceed. And this is the Miss Kenya event that apparently only Robert attended.
I was a judge. I was a judge. Actually. We had a good time there.
Anyway, so this is Chris Kira, and I believe his lovely wife.
Yes.
So Robert, you were talking about Chris Kira's look on that night.
Yeah.
You felt that he did it this time round. What do you think about his suit? It's fit because you had an issue with a tuxedo he wore in a previous event.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
First and foremost, from our team here, we wish you a second happy anniversary in their marriage. Chris absolutely took our criticism very well because the other tuxedo was too big and the sleeves were too long. And when I walked into the event, I saw a man dressed in a very well, and he actually had happy socks. Remember, I peeped on his socks. And it fits very well. You can check on the shoulders, it looks very good. He buttoned just one on the top button, and I think he took it very, very well. His wife also brought her A game there. So black and red, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, excellent. Away from Chris, let's move on to what else was happening. Okay, same event. Annabelle, let's talk about this. This is a bit different. We haven't seen this previously on the red carpet. I don't think so. So this girl dared to be different. What do you think about this look?
I would say daring to be different pays off because it makes you sort of stand out. In this particular instance, this lady has worn, I guess, a Bollywood-inspired red carpet outfit. And the reason why I say it's Bollywood is because if you look carefully, there's a pair of pants underneath. And then there's the shift dress on top of it. It's layered. It has that intricate embroidery on it. It's a great evening color. She's wearing a nice neutral strappy shoe to go with it. I think she looks really good.
Okay. Carol, the conventional gown on the red carpet and this girl choosing to wear something different. What do you think about this Bollywood look?
Well, I love everything about it. I love that when people think different, they usually don't think this. You know, it's not the first go-to that they would imagine, and it's not easy to pull off either. So you have to be very confident, and you have to get really good tailoring and a really good color for you to wear it and be able to pull it off. And she's, you know, kept everything at a minimum. Her hair, her accessories, it's all very pat down, and the main event is actually the outfit. So I think it's perfect.
Okay, so this is a win. And for you, Robert, what do you think?
Absolutely fantastic.
Great.
A win for me as well.
A win. Okay. For the first time, you guys are in agreement. What else was happening? Let's take a look. And this is Lupita carrying a kiondo. This is amazing. Annabelle, do you think she got it here? Let's talk about this look and this kiondo that a lot of Kenyan girls actually don't embrace, don't endorse. We don't see a lot of us carrying around a bag like that. We have fancy designer bags, and yet the kiondo has gone international thanks to Lupita. What do you think?
Love it. I love it, love it, love it. I mean, we don't often see Lupita on this show in street style. This is sort of her, I guess, going to a meeting or whatever, coming out of her car. She looks like an average New Yorker, but the reason we know that she's not a classic average New Yorker is because she's wearing a classic Kenyan fashion piece. I mean, the kiondo is obviously part of our Kenyan tradition, and I love to see Lupita sort of, you know, going out into the world and representing us in this way and bringing back this sort of tired, what many people would consider tired. Many people don't find the kiondo fashionable in any way. And here we have her sort of endorsing this very sort of bland item and telling us that it's okay for us to wear, you know, a kiondo. I love it. She looks great.
Robert?
I think it's absolutely good that she's using her status to promote what is home.
Yeah.
But of course, I believe we'll see some now Kenyan ladies carrying the kiondos. I hope we do see that. But there's one thing they need to know: don't put too many things on the inside. Not supposed to budge. Just nice and classy. But you put everything. You can even put a Vitz inside. Don't put too many things. It has to be an easy carry.
Okay. Thanks for that, Robert. Carol? the Kiondo on Lupita, what message is she sending out there? What do you think about this look?
Well, obviously she's in touch with her childhood, because these are things that we used to see when we were growing up. The Kiondo was very popular at the time. It just seemed to have phased out much later when everybody thought it was just something for Warus and nobody took it seriously as a fashion statement. And yet it's the kind of very durable bag that you can carry, like Robert says, including a Vitz and anything else that would work. So, I mean, in terms of putting Kenya on the map, she's been very good with accessories, you know, because I remember when she had a Michael Soy bag and it really trended. So she's very good for the image of the Kiondo. It might make us remember that we actually do not even own the patent anymore, and then do something about it and get it back. Yes.
True, true. Okay, hashtag is Fashion Watch. We're taking your tweets now. Let's take a look at what you guys are saying. This is Benard Kimani. I think the dress brought out her elegance, beauty, and the mother in her. That's the mother of the nation. I believe, Benard, you're referring to the First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, during the Mashujaa Day celebrations. The VP and Rachel look great. I feel that their outfits commanded some respect. This is Njeri. Thanks for that, Njeri. Dave OKELLO, for the king of hip-hop, he is in the right wear because of his talent.
What he said.
Okay.
Yeah. Winfrey, I think Octopizzo's look was dope. I completely disagree with Robert, or should we call you Grandpa?
Exactly.
Mwangi Richard, the ladies in Naivasha's event are on point. Okay, Robert, we'll have, please have the final say on the gentleman saying that the ladies in Naivasha are on point.
Of course, the gentleman, Mr. Mwangi, of course you say they're on point, but I can bet my bottom dollar, and I say this without batting an eyelid, you will not take them to your mother for wife material. They're just eye candy, but not wife material as far as you're concerned.
Okay. All right, thanks for watching. The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Ian couldn't join us tonight. He sent his apologies, but will be with us next week. That's all the time we had on the show. Continue talking to us. Use the hashtag Fashion Watch. Good night.